Wow, what a lovely sight. Probably the last eggs of my season. I've cut right down this year. Look at that. Blue beauty snake. The beautiful clutch of eggs. Absolutely glorious. Look at that. Lovely species. I do like breeding these, but like I say, we've cut down this year. The market's very quiet in the UK. There's no point producing lots of snakes you people don't want. But if you don't want a blue beauty snake in your collection, what is wrong with your brain? Because they are stunning creatures. But look at that. What a lovely thing to see in the morning. Look at that. How lovely. Beautiful. Check out these other videos, or at least this other video. Keeping these wonderful snakes. Dad's green and she's very blue. Beautiful. Wow. And a species that lives outside really well in the UK, pretty much from the end of the frosts until October. Believe it or not. Very versatile to keep, very beautiful and lovely to produce. Wow, what a lovely tree. Glorious. Second snakes to hatch this year. Oh, look, they're hatching now. Look at that. Wow. One of the most beautiful hatchling snakes there actually are. And that is the European four-line snake. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, if you keep a collection of animals, reptiles, fish, whatever, fish are probably the hardest. And you're moving house or anything like that, they become a real sticking point. Organisation is key, but today's the start. We're not moving house. Of me moving the reptile room out. I want the space back. We're trying to get building work done in the house, and this is part of my house. We need walls taken down in the kitchen. It's a big job, and it's going to be a long job, so I'm going to have to do a lot of work myself apart from the walls and putting the steels in. I decided to basically move these animals up to where my other animal business is, so that it kind of makes sense. Work's at work. They're all together. I'm hoping to find a place for the indigo snake to stay here, because he's my baby and it's not really for work. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted as the room disappears. Now, I've picked a certain time for this, and it's early summer. And that means it's warm all the time. It's warm wherever the animals are going to go. They're not going to get a cold chill or any respiratory tract infections. So that does help. You might not have that choice if you're moving house, but you know, bear that in mind. Do it in a logistical way so that things aren't left lying around cold and things like that. Plan your attack, the most sensible way to do it. Don't just move them all and dump them in the area where they're going to go at point B, because then your whole collection is probably going to be in the way of you organising your collection, unless you can put them at point B in their forever home. So ideally, put them somewhere else, and when you get that time to organise and they're all there, put them into their final resting place. That makes sense. So yesterday went okay. I'm also building a big enclosure now for the golden child retic. So if you look at her, 50% super dwarf. They don't get that small. Oh, where is she? So she's in there. She's in a 6 foot, just over 2 foot wide, but as you can see, she's pretty much outgrown that now. So I've got, thanks to Roy, a friend of mine, another one of these big sort of 6-7 foot tall packing crates, which I've built in a different configuration. So this one's upright to give the water monitor, I think, more exercise. He uses top to bottom, so he's in there. Imagine just laying that on its side. So we've got 3 foot wide, if that makes sense. 6.5 foot long and 4 foot tall, and then we'll put some kind of shelf in there to give more surface area. I could have gone the other way, 4 foot wide, 3 foot tall, but for viewing and the fact I'd like to have a shelf for the retics, really, it does make them active, gives them more exercise, more floor space. So we're building that in a new area where this is all going to. We got rid of a lot of stuff yesterday. It's quite, yeah, it's, if you've ever moved house and you've got a collection of reptiles or tropical fish or something, it's hard work. Now, I'm on my own, so I could only, or yesterday, I got balked at this one. Yes, I could completely empty it, didn't want to, couldn't quite lift it on my own, I'm weakling. Same as that one, I want to take it as is, so two person job. And then we've got 6x2s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of. We've got 5x2s by 4 foot high. Those I've got to be completely emptied. Glass removed. These are bowed over time, the tops here, because there's no support at the front. And that one's pinned even heavier, so that glass is quite stiff. I'm actually going to use a car jack to jack that other one up with a block of wood, get it level, and then put a beam down there to get it back to its original shape so the glass moves easy. Hate having stuff you have to fanny about with. So, you might not remember, but for sure, a lot of stuff has gone. What else has been happening? Well, let me turn you around and show you some stuff. So there's the Blue Beauty eggs that we started with. No slugs, all really good eggs. So they'll be going in the incubator. The 4 line snakes have just gone into blue. They hatched a few days ago. So we'll let them shed out and then we'll get those feeding. Best looking snakes ever. I think might have a couple available. I'm not sure. Most of those are spoken for at the moment. We've got Pueblo milk snakes, might be one left, I think, but cut right down this year. Not in there. Hold on. Black rat snake. I don't think it's gravid, but I keep being on the fence with it. Possibility. We'll have black rats this year. It does look quite girthy, but I'm not. Yeah, not convinced. You never know. Not first either way. No one wanted them last year. Gave them all away to friends. So there's no point. Oh yeah. So in here, I've just put her in here just now. Well, I've put them both. The female's in there. The male's in there. They cohab in there. Rainbow boas. She's definitely gravid. And I think she's looking for somewhere to lay. So actually that's the male because lots of bigger holes in there. Hopefully they won't escape. Put the female in there with a hide box. We'll see what occurs. Hopefully, she's definitely gravid. That rainbow boa Brazilian, so we shall see. And we've got an Asclepian snake in there. One's on display at work. And we've got the biggest of the 3 sibling Brazilian Amazon tree boas. Biggest one's in there. One's already moved. And last night, Dan from Dan's Exotics, check him out. He's a lovely guy, such a nice guy. I asked him if he wanted any bits. So what did we have for him? We had, one of the Amazon tree boas. I'm trying to par down. I've kept the 2 more interesting colours. Bless him, he's had a plainer one, but he's had that as a gift. And I've also gifted him a male pokey regalis. He's got a female that's maturing out, so hopefully we'll be able to breed some more tarantulas. So he's been up and sorted that out. Now in here is Incy Wincy Spider, my old mate. But in here is Eastern Indigo Snake. So in there, it's all planted out. We've got a deep tray because we don't want moist compost in a wooden viv. We put a tray, and it's worked really well. He uses it all and the plants are growing well, but we got infested, and some of you will know. So I've used a compost in there, infested with fungus gnats. Kept that quite moist, humidity. The plants were thriving. You can see at the moment, these ones are shriveling on the ends. That's because, here's a top tip. If you're getting fungus gnats, if you can, let your, even in your house plants, let your compost dry out completely to the point the plants are just about wilting. They thrive, fungus, gnats, on a moist environment when the fungus can grow, I guess. So in between watering, let it dry out as much as you can without kind of killing your plants. Completely killed them off. We'll see what happens when we reactivate and water that. I'm gonna leave it another week until those potos wilt. It's not getting any more water as long as this little thing can hang in there. So fungus gnats need moist compost. Dry, proper dry compost, they can't do very well at all. So it's all changing. So the reptile room is falling to pieces. I'm sure you've all been here when you've done something similar. You've moved house. This stuff had to move from my old house into storage at work. When I say storage, actually the big stuff went at work. Still animals in there. Loads of stuff went to our parents' house. We've set it up here and now we're moving it all again. Not looking forward to this. Not looking forward to that because they're complete tear downs because of the way everything's got to come out. But yeah, we'll get there. Hoping that some of the stuff, if we can get the enclosures looking good enough, we can periodically have on public display. Maybe one Sunday a month or something at work, we can let customers come in, have a chat about reptiles. I will be taking these. These will simply be locked down with a rod, and they'll just be used as usual to grow on stuff and even brumate animals as well. Perfect snake weather if you're a herper. Overcast, blips of sunlight, but warm. So we have got viper iron snake. Not for long. We have got big old female grass snake. Time to feed these guys for sure. And we've got down here another grassy, coiled up. Oh, it's not even focusing. Come on, get a grip. Down there, right at the front. I've said it before, but if I was doing snakes all over again, I think I'd just go for European stuff, British and European stuff, reptile keeping in general, that can be kept outside. Look at that. Look at that. Because they do get tame, you know, they get chilled out eventually. Grass snake's quite flighty. Viper iron's not so bad normally, but you're just not going to have an 8 foot by 8 foot enclosure in your house for a couple of pairs of grass snakes. You're just not. But outside, it's not actually that much space for most people. Absolutely wonderful. But again, like I keep saying, you've got to weed them out, you've got to work on them. They take gardening, or it just becomes a tangled mess with very little places to sunbathe for the animals. They get shaded out. And it's verging on that now. I'll give this another week and then we'll be back in there. And like I've also said before, put plants in that are from the familiar habitat of such animals. It looks better, natural setup with natural plants. But if you can, and don't put any grass in. Stupid me, put some grass along the back. Obviously it's filled the whole place. Looks naff, takes loads of work. It might be a grass snake. Don't put grass in your outdoor enclosures with your grass snake. Definitely put a pond in with some pond plants in there. Don't put dock in. They've just self-seeded with the soil I've used, which is really annoying. Possibly in a cold bit of winter you could poison them with a herbicide that's contact, not poison the ground, but to be honest, once the plants have stopped growing, that stuff doesn't work anyway. I know you're going to frown on it, but you know what I mean. Oh, look at that. We've got a viper iron up there. Big old grass is disappearing now. Sorry, grassy. Viper irons were mating the other day. But time to give them some food. They're looking lean still. Well, the big one wasn't, but some are. All looking good. What a way to keep your reptiles. I wouldn't have anything indoors or anything tropical. I'd have an indigo snake, maybe a false water cobra. See, there you go. Straight away, I'm making a list. But yeah, it's just a different way to keep them. No electricity. Little sand lizards are doing great. Blooming pool frog in the background's driving me mad. Little tiddly one. There's a lovely big male looking one over there. It's cleared off. Oh yeah, look at that. Full zoom. Some good looking ones in there now. Again, 8x8 enclosure with a colony of sand lizards. You're just not going to give them that much room in your house. It's just not possible. And yet, outside, not too bad. You wouldn't have to go that big, but what a habitat that is. And how interesting to view them in there. So that's it for now, just to keep you updated. We've got, I'm pretty sure, rainbow boas on the way, blue beauty eggs laid today. We've got pueblos, we've got 4 line snakes, and we've got a lot of work to do. I'll see you soon.